What's up everyone? John Rettinger from Techno Buffalo here, and I want to give you guys a first look at some of the new features found on Android 4.4 Kitkat and talk about some kind of cool nuances found on the Nexus 5. Let's go ahead and get started. So there are a ton of new features crammed into Android 4.4 Kitkat. We'll talk about some of the highlights, and there are also some really cool subtle things about the Nexus 5. We ran through all the specs, the Snapdragon 800 and the rest of that. But some things you might not notice. The buttons on the side are all ceramic, so they'll be really durable if the phone lands on its side. They also have kind of a nice feel to it. Wireless charging is built in. It's the Qi standard, no need for a replaceable backplate. I'm looking at you, Samsung, I'm looking at you, Nokia, so that's kind of nice there. So there are a lot of great features in Kitkat. Let's start with one of my favorite, and that is Google Now. You can now talk to it like you could on the Moto X. Although unlike the Moto X, it's not going to learn your voice. Pretty much anybody could walk up to your phone when it's on and say, "Okay, Google, search Techno Buffalo." And then you get your full Google Now. Search anything you want to do on Google Now is still here. A couple people have asked if it'll work when the screen is off. It will not, and I'll show you. Okay, Google Now. Nothing, black screen. It also won't work from the lock screen. Okay, Google Now. Although from the lock screen you can swipe up and you can access Google Now directly there. But a kind of neat feature that you can talk to it now. I wish it had the same sort of technology the Moto X had. I wish it had the notifications the Moto X had when the screen is off. But it does have improved Google Now, and that is always good. So visually though, things have improved as well. You've got a new cleaned up menu bar. You don't have that line across the top. It sort of just sits there floating and looks really nice, in my opinion, right down below. So you can see that. You also have a new animation going to the app drawer. It's kind of subtle, but it is definitely there. You also have a translucent now app drawer. You can see the home screen sort of showing up behind it. Kind of neat. The Nexus 5 also has HDR Plus on the camera side, so if you want to take crazy HDR pictures, it'll take a few images and stitch them all together and give you one kind of awesome image. That's here as well. It was right there, HDR Plus on or HDR Plus off. Also, just kind of neat something I found while playing around. The zoom has been tweaked, so if you zoom in, it tells you how far or what percentage zoom you're using. So 3 times, 4 times, 5 times, whatever it is, we'll show you right there. It's kind of a neat visual cue that I found. Going back to the home screen, you also have a new settings icon. It's bigger, a little more cartoonish, but it kind of looks the same. You can now move home screens, which is kind of neat as well. You can have whatever home screens you want, but if you hold it down, you can not only move them left or right, but you now get this new screen, go into wallpapers, widgets, or jump right into settings. So that was kind of improved as well. You've got some other things here, smart dialer to prioritize contacts based on who you call or search the most. Also, you can search for restaurants and stuff right from the dialer. Caller ID here is improved as well. If it doesn't recognize a number, it'll search Google to try and find what that is, and it'll show you when it calls. Hangouts is now integrated with SMS, which you might like, you might not like. For me, I don't enjoy that. One of the nice things about Android is you can download any third-party SMS app and set it as default if you don't want to use Hangouts. Emoji are built into the keyboard as well, and you've got some improved settings and ability for wireless printing, which now has its own little setting here in the settings window. So you can see cloud print or send right to HP services. So that's kind of neat and new. There are a lot of other tweaks here on Android 4.4 Kitkat. These are some of the big ones. I would have liked to have seen some other things, like a default way to show the battery percentage would have been nice. Obviously you can do that with Cyanogen. There are apps and widgets you can do that'll show it, but I would have liked that to have been built in. First impressions though have been really positive. Nexus 5, it feels great. Android's really quick, as you'd expect from a Snapdragon 800 with no skin on it. It's a blazing fast phone. Haven't quite yet tested the camera, but first impressions, it looks to be very good. Certainly an improvement over the Moto X, for example, and it looks certainly be an improvement over the Nexus 4 as well. We'll put all that stuff through the paces, and we'll cover it when we do our full review. But anything you guys want to see, be sure to let me know and leave in the comments down below. Till next time, I am John Rettinger from Techno Buffalo. This has been a first look and the Google Nexus 5 and a quick tour of Android Kitkat.
What's up everyone, it's Ashley. Thanks so much for watching that most recent video. If you enjoyed it, please click on the word subscribe right underneath me to get tons of more tech videos from us here at Techno Buffalo. We have got unboxings, comparisons, reviews, recaps, and everything else you can think of here on the channel. If you're in the mood for more technology, just click right over here to check out some of our most recent videos. See you next time, humans.